Hi you guys, this is Wendy coming to you with a project share. I just recently made this, I guess, junk journal or altered book, whatever you'd like to call it. I decided to go with a theme of at least vintage, to me, vintage inspired, with those sorts of colors. Blacks, whites, browns, that kind of a color scheme. This is another in my series where I'm sort of repurposing poetry journals. These are poetry journals that I had saved from, they're probably in the early, I don't know, like mid 1990s. And rather than take them to a thrift store, which I know that takes magazines, I just thought, this would be a use for them. And so I have covered the journal itself with some tissue paper, and then I decided to collage on the front cover. And I'm not sure, I don't know, I stopped with the front cover. Normally I'm into collage. Maybe it's because some of the images were kind of normal craft store type images as opposed to what I normally collage with, but I don't know, I just I wasn't into it. This is probably the part that I like least about the journal, but it includes little tidbits that people have given me in Happy Mail over the years, and I figured that the recipient could put her name. If she has a white pen, she could put her name here. And I have these flowers that I was gifted, and this is a stamped image. I was gifted this little "The best is yet to come" sentiment die cut that I was gifted. I stamped a little bit, and then this is a tag that I had color copied that I've made before. But hopefully she'll enjoy it. I don't know what about it. Maybe it's the composition. And then on this side, I've have a bunch of different fibers. White fibers, black eyelash fibers. I have some iridescent beads and some white seam tape, among other things. And so that I think turned out really pretty. It's kind of a close-up for you. And so I'm just going to do a flip through. And so like I mentioned, basically just trying to go kind of vintagey. I've got on both sides some jelly prints that I've done and some music paper, some cutout magazine images from Somerset Studios, which I think always has really evocative images. I just recently got these large circles from Tuesday Morning, and I'm kind of obsessed with them, so you'll see a couple of those in there. I was given this card with my last challenge, and I thought that that kind of fit the vintage image, so I'm including that. This is a card I made once upon a time and color copied. I've used up some scraps here and made just a little border here with these triangle punches. Here we have a jelly print, and I've been making lots of use of you'll see washi throughout the book, and these are washi samples that people have given me in Happy Mail, and I just pulled out all the ones that seem to fit the color scheme. So I have a jelly print pocket, and I've included, again, another magazine image from Somerset Studios. And this is a tag that I made once upon a time that, again, I color copied. Another magazine image from Somerset Studios. This is an envelope I received from a really talented artist, Nikki Sapolsa. She does collage, and so she sent me some Happy Mail, and I have included that envelope and added a couple things of my own. Inside, I've got a blank puzzle pieces for my partner or recipient to alter. I have this little baggie that I got in a swap. Up at the top, we have a little bow here. And again, this is all Happy Mail I've received. This I got also for my Favorite Things challenge. I got these kind of vintage stickers. And so I've just included some of those things. Here's another one of those circles. This, I'm gonna kind of bring this in close. This stuff is some of my favorite stuff on earth. When I go to thrift stores and I find old books that I'm going to repurpose, oftentimes I will gut the book. So I will recycle the inside of the book and keep just the cover. And occasionally when I'm trying to remove the cover, this layer that is closest to the pages comes off if they're really old. And it's basically kind of a netting that is glued onto the signatures, the pages in the book, that helps stabilize it and keep the pages together. And I think it looks so cool and just kind of archaic, and it always tears in really nice configurations. I don't know if you guys can see that. But this is yet another bit of evidence that I'm just super nerdy, but I really like it when I happen upon that, or when I'm working with books and I happen to get a piece of this. You can see up at the top there's a little canvasy part of the spine. So I thought that would make a nice little, I made a little flip spot here for journaling. This is packaging. I think it might be Tim Holtz, or I'm not sure, but anyway, I just recycled it. Put some more images from Somerset magazine on there. And then when we flip those over, I did the same thing. I've got this little coin envelope, which I've filled with a washi sample. And then this was packaging that I added a couple pieces of washi to, and again, a Somerset image. Another Somerset image, and this is a card I recycled. I received it, and just decided to glue it in. I think it would be a good journaling spot, and added this post-it note. Oops. Here I've made a little tuck spot, and this is from a page from my calendar, and it says, all the elements for your happiness are already here. There's no need to run, strive, search, or struggle, just be. And so it was like a Zen calendar that I had from years ago that I've saved. Here you can see those samples of washi tape that I'm using to cover up the little spots where I've torn out pages in the book. And a doily that I have dyed just the middle of. Somerset image. And this is an embossed paper that looks like tree. And I received that in Happy Mail, and I've just created a tuck spot for it. Here I have the same triangles that I had in one of the previous pages, only I decided this time to only glue the edges so that I can leave it for a tuck spot. You could just, fold a piece of paper in half, tuck it in there. I've recycled an envelope here just from junk mail, and I included another little saying from that calendar, be yourself, life is precious as it is. Little affirmations. Somerset magazine, and I received this note card with a swap, and I basically just covered up what somebody said, and then it becomes a blank note card again, and then a place to write. Here we have a Somerset magazine image. This also is a Somerset image. I really like these window, kind of cathedral window little shapes, and so I really wish I could find a punch or a stencil or something that would kind of give me that all the time in different sizes. It's pretty cool. This is a Starbucks treat bag, and I've added one of my tag images and then just put some washi samples around it for interest. Again, you'll notice on the spine that there's key washi tape that I've received from Happy Mail. Somerset images, and this was from the front of a note card, this little tree. Somerset magazine image, this little Dollar Tree paper clip, and the back of this page, and this page is actually packaging. You can see it's got little writing on it. I've attached an envelope. I've attached a little baggie I received in Happy Mail. and made these paper clips, and I've just, I have adhered the bottom of the bag together so it creates a little tuck spot for those. Somerset image. Here I've created a little flip up just for journaling. Added a doily, added an image of a hand, and I have this copper embossed heart, and an envelope, Somerset image, some music paper, Somerset image, and a clock that I stamped. We've got this little card, journaling card that flips up, so you could kind of even hide something under here. And this is a dollar. I love these Dollar Tree stickers. They're kind of, they feel like plastic or vinyl, and they've got a really nice texture. And I like the idea that they look like lace. I have the feather version of that in here as well. Here's one of my tags that I've included. And I made a pocket out of an index card, a Somerset image here. This is a junk mail envelope that I've left a little window on and attached an acetate pointing finger here. And here's some more of that book spine. I love the way it looks. And you'd have to have it in your hands to kind of see what I'm talking about. And there's goodies inside here for the recipient to use. I have this bird image, another Somerset image, and one of those Tuesday morning circles and a die cut somebody sent me. Here's a card that I've received, and I repurposed and put this texture here on it and the image, and then just again covered the writing that was in it. You know, people send along note cards and it will say like, thanks for participating in this swap, or thanks for swapping with me. And then it feels gross to kind of get that, well, not gross to get it, but gross to then have, you know, there's no purpose for it. And so I think most people probably throw those little note cards away. And so I've really been making it my, you know, part of my goal to try to use everything that I'm sent, and including the note cards people send me. Here's a little bag that, again, I sealed up the edges on each side of the bottom of the paper bag so that it creates a tuck spot. So there's storage here and storage inside the paper bag. I have this cool little arrow clip that I received in Happy Mail, so I'm including that. Here's a postcard, and this is a really famous artist, but I'm using it anyway. And I just included this kind of evocative image of just the eye of this young lady here. And it's a tuck spot, so meaning basically I've only sealed just the side, so you could just kind of pop some paper back there. I received a pocket letter that was wrapped in this striped paper, and I liked the edge of it that was inked, and so I repurposed that. A journaling card here, bingo card, frames. Back in the scrapbooking days, these frames for pictures were really popular, and I never used them then, and so I'm trying to kind of use them now. They don't really serve a purpose, I don't think, in an altered book, other than just kind of a piece of interest. You know, they pop up, they sort of frame the image that's behind it, and it's just kind of interesting. So this came from a Dover coloring book. They have these series of stained glass coloring books for kids, and they're usually a buck for the coloring book, and they're exactly this size. And so I used this owl image. I've used a rub-on. I have all these rub-ons that, you know, when the scrapbooking thing was a really big deal. And I never scrapbooked, I guess, because I felt kind of weird that I don't have like your typical family. You know, I feel like you have to have kids to scrapbook for some reason. But anyway, I would buy the scrapbook supplies, and then kind of now I have those and I don't know what to do with them. So I'm trying to use those, and I kind of liked this to go with this little creature I created. and this is new for me in my altered books, I decided to make a, just this little shaker pocket, and it's filled with hearts and glitter. And it kind of just goes with that magical feel that I've, put up here. And it's not meant really to be opened or messed with. And in fact, before I sealed it with this washi, there was glitter coming out of the envelope for whatever reason. But I just thought it would be fun. And the envelope itself is clear with little sort of gold flecks in it. So I just think it's kind of fun and it sounds interesting. Here's a baggie, actually 2 baggies. There's one here and then this larger one. I'm starting to kind of like that idea too of stacking the little tuck spots. Here's kind of a collage-y area. I recently, in a swap, I did I guess it was a vintage ATC swap with I think 9 other ladies, and they had to include the ATC as well as 3 embellishments. And I got this cute little ball jar, mason jar in that swap, and it looks like it's an image that has been sealed in a plastic of some sort. So I included that. All of these pieces came from that swap, so making use of that. This butterfly also, I think, came from that, and I just added some gems and have this paper tucked in and kind of put a little bottom here so that that would tuck back in. So here's some of those stickers from Dollar Tree that are kind of vinyl or plasticky feeling. I made a little nest for this bird, which again is a Somerset image. Here's one of my handmade envelopes. Somerset image, some jelly printing, some vintage music paper, and we're back to the back cover. So yeah, aside from the cover, I really like this, and I'm hoping that the recipient will as well. She's got a challenge that is ending soon, and so I'm going to get this in the mail today, but just wanted to share it with you guys before I send it off. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we will talk to you here in a minute. I have a piece of Happy Mail that I want to share. So see you guys soon.